Hello and welcome to Foodball on Football Bloody Hell. Very special episode today. We have chef, my favorite chef, Nirvaan with us. Arsenal fan, which we'll make do with. Everyone's invited to our channel. Today we're doing something very special. Nirvaan, can you take us through it?
So today we're going to be trying different kinds of my favorite food, Vada Pav.
Okay.
At least the way I like to order, which is go and just say ek Vada Pav. And don't say मेरे को ये डाल के दो, मेरे को वो
So
डाल
all
के
this
दो.
Chinese noodle, Vada Pav, all of this nothing. Boss,
So
ek
I
Vada
mean,
Pav.
if it benefits the Vada Pav, okay, cool, value addition.
Yeah.
But if it makes the Vada Pav, then there's something wrong with the Vada Pav.
Can't believe that. I can't believe that. Football, bloody hell.
We're hunting for Bombay's best Vada Pav today. Starting with here in front of VT station, Aram Vada Pav, which has been around for years and years now. 1936, I think. Obviously, the Vada Pavs weren't there from back then. To begin with, Aram, it's a favorite around here because college students, the courts, lots of offices, very busy, of course, VT station. First impressions, bro, this is a
Looks
mouthful.
top. This is a solid meal.
And I like this, man. Nice big mirchi to go with
You
it.
have to take a mirchi. And we got lucky that there wasn't much line. We were in and out pretty quick. It's a nice, simple lasan ka chutney, green chutney. A solid fatty of a vada.
Yeah.
But also in a pav that can accommodate it.
But
which
you
is
see,
good.
I like this crispy bit, man, on
The
the
crispy
outside.
ends, yeah. Right, so what I like to do is
Okay.
smash first.
Okay. It tastes like a proper old school Vada Pav. It feels like they probably haven't changed the recipe for years. Like,
And if you notice something different from other vada pavs, it's white. The filling doesn't have haldi. But still solid flavor.
what do you think of the
Nice
chutney?
mirchi.
What do you like? Are you a sukha chutney guy? Are you a meeta tikka? What's your
You
vibe?
tell me what your vada pav tastes best with, guy. What
For
about
me,
you?
the garlic, bro. The sukha garlic chutney. And actually, during lockdown, you've done a video on making it at home, and I remember I made that, and यार मैं इतने दिनों तक खाया ना वो, and घर पे कोई लहसुन खाता नहीं है.
Bro,
तो मेरे
super
लिए
hit
तो-
ho gaya. I'd broken up with my current wife then. I mean, well, my wife now. We were dating. We'd broken up for that time.
What a sentence.
Her sister on the sly has messaged me saying, "Don't let Rishika know, but I made your lasan ka chutney. It's insane." So that was like a point of approval for that chutney.
Nice. But I also want to know your football journey, right? It is football at the end of the day. How did Arsenal things are? I think there's a United connection there, if I'm not mistaken.
So I am probably one of the biggest Beckham fans ever. I started watching football because of Beckham. Weirdly enough, my first jersey that I got was a fake Liverpool jersey.
Okay.
But this was around 2001, 2002, building up to the Invincibles. And I love Beckham. I had this fascination for beer when I was a kid, so Carlsberg was great on Liverpool. But the kind of football that Arsenal played then, under Wenger, with the team coming up as Invincibles, it just looked next level. Henry was amazing. There was Patrick Vieira leading from the center, and all around him, like it was just like, you know, you have the center point of a watch, of like a fancy Swiss watch, and then all the parts are moving around beautifully. That's what I could see at Arsenal, and that's why I started loving Arsenal. Unfortunately, I kind of ended up following them at the peak for at least a certain peak, and then 20 years later, I'm still a fan. So, yeah, that's been my football journey.
Everyone's loyalties are being tested. Everyone's loyalties are being tested. But the fact that I love about this show that I ask the questions and then I eat. So when Nirvaan's gone on that, I have basically finished this.
My turn to eat now.
So you're talking about like Arsenal and Invincibles and all this, right? Like here we rate Vada Pavs as per in footballing, now food in football.
What they make us feel in terms of,
So what would you rate this? I think, in terms of it being there for a while, there has to be something classic, right? Like would you call
This feels like homegrown, no nonsense. Been around for a while, has probably had its ups and downs. Now it's looking pretty solid.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds you of Liverpool.
Yeah, could do. I mean, yeah, been around for a while. Probably not got its value, but it has a loyal fan following.
Loyal
No matter
fan
what,
following.
They will just
pedigree.
eat this.
Liverpool.
The Liverpool of Vada Pavs. Okay, right. Next up, we're at Graduate Vada Pav here near Baikala Station. It's on a lot of food blogs, vlogs. Kunal Vijayakar has covered it. And interesting story. So this guy basically was a graduate, couldn't find a job anywhere. And then him and his wife decided, need to make money. Let's open a Vada Pav stall. What do you call it? I'm a graduate, so we call it Graduate.
I like vadas that are flatter. I don't know, I've always liked that because it gives you a nice ratio of batter to potato to bread. It's an interesting bun. It's almost like a burger bun. It's round. It looks like it's been made in a bakery. There's a few sesame seeds on top.
Just not a ladi pav.
Not a ladi pav.
Interesting. Cheers.
Cheers. Let's dig in. Mirchi, of course. Good flavor.
So the balance is good.
Good ratio.
Yeah. It's a very different filling though, right?
Masala is very different. It's like, you know, it's surprising that you say it's a husband and a wife who started it. The wife probably has this ghar ka aloo bhaji recipe and it comes through in the vada. Because it's an intensely flavored aloo filling.
Yeah. Just I can feel more of this than anything, but in a very nice
It's
way.
like a proper bhaji.
Yeah.
Nice, well seasoned aloo.
Like say we call Liverpool, right? Are we calling it Brighton?
It's young, or at least relatively. It's
Yeah.
enterprising. The branding is young. They're doing big things. They're doing different things like Vada Pav and all, and still doing well.
And
Kind of like
entertaining,
Brighton.
right?
Being commercial and yet doing well.
Yeah.
I think Brighton it is.
The Brighton of Vada Pav is exciting, new, but still got the heart of football in it. Do you have like any food that you relate with your match days? Like, what are you eating on a match day?
So if it's an early kickoff, I'm probably reaching someone's house with a bag of 8 Vada Pavs. It's just what it is. Usually it's
From
either...
where?
It's usually, I was just going to say, it's usually either in Shivaji Park or in Matunga. So it's either, most times it's Ashok.
Okay.
Convenience and great Vada Pav. If it's like a mid primetime game, it's probably going to be calling for a couple of pizzas, sharing it, saving some for after the late kickoff game as well. And if it's late kickoff, then it's probably a roll or some Chinese. That's how my match day looks.
Solid. And
Can't miss beer. There's beer throughout.
oh God, that doesn't depend on the time. That is there regardless. You know, one of the things I love about Nirvaan is that because he cooks, too many times it'll be 3 a.m. Chinese is ordered, but you know, sometimes taking an hour to come. Nirvaan's gone to the kitchen. You know, once you whipped up like chocolate chip pancakes from Fresh because Rishika wanted
That's
them.
thanks to my wife.
Yeah. But I mean, thank you, Rishika. Thanks from us for that.
But Vada Pav still stands the test of time.
Honestly, yeah. Afternoon kickoff or late night kickoff, I can imagine having this regardless.
I can save a Ashok Vada Pav from 4 o'clock and eat it at 1 in the morning. I'll be very happy.
Okay, I've heard a lot about Ashok Vada Pav. Weirdly enough, I've still not had it. I've had a lot of Vada Pavs. I've not had Ashok.
What the
so-
fuck? How long have you been in Bombay?
Yeah, long
Come on,
enough.
let's head to Ashok.
Chalo, let's go. Bro, before I say anything,
Fuck.
please. So, we're at Ashok. This is just the chura
So
pav.
this is the punt that if you're at Ashok Vada Pav, you have to finish your meal with this. I love it.
So every
everyone
single
I know
list,
loves it.
every single list that you see, best Vada Pav Mumbai, number 1 is this. Bro, chutney on point.
Bro, and all the chutneys, like, you have to get the meetha chutney.
Oh my god, bro. I get the hype.
And it's not like one overpowers the other. You get curry patta flavor, you get green chili flavor, you get meetha chutney flavor, garlic, chili.
Bro.
Pav is a solid ladi pav.
So the legend goes, and of course Vadas have been around for a while, but Ashok Vada Pav here was a very little stall. Next to it was a small stall which used to sell omelette pav. And one day a man while he was selling Vada realized, let me just take that same pav, put it together and sell it. So that's where Vada Pav was born. I think this is where Nirvaan was saying that,
Yeah.
no, but Vada was always there. So you can't say he invented Vada Pav as such. Is that what you were trying to say
The
there?
concept, yeah. I mean, see, like, technically, samosas have been around for ages. Not in India.
Yeah.
We originally got it from Indonesia.
Okay.
Then it went to the Middle East.
Okay.
Then it came to India.
Okay.
But now if you go anywhere in the world and you say samosa,
Great, yeah.
it's Indian.
So this is Ashok's creation.
But he's gone one step further, right? Like, look at this chura. Who else does this chura? Well, we'll find out in the next segment. But it's so fucking good because it adds the texture that you need. There's
No.
a solid amount of potato as well. So it's not like you're missing the vada.
This is unlike anything I've ever had. Like
It's age old. It's iconic. It's got a little bit of everything.
it's Man
It has
United.
its bad days sometimes. Before you said Man United, I thought I'd throw that in there. It has its bad days. On a
Yeah.
random Sunday at 7 o'clock when they need to dish out like 12,000 Vada Pavs, they tend to fuck up sometimes.
The roof starts leaking.
The roof starts leaking, the fans start booing, the management is cursed. This place is Man United.
So our justification for calling him Man United basically has been around, not changed too much. Sometimes you might be here and there, but it's still classic, right? And it's on top of every list, for good or for bad. The people who hate it, people who love it, but for better or for worse, it's there.
And
It's
even
always
on a
been
bad
there.
day, I guess the concept of Manchester United can be appreciated. So
Yeah.
can the concept of this Vada Pav with its chura.
The chura is. I'm actually now excited to just have that chura pav.
It's one of the only Vada Pavs where I actually enjoy meeta chutney. Because it balances the other chutneys, the flavor of the Vada so well.
So we're eating a whole lot of vada pav today, but we're still doing the side quest.
There are times when I come here and I just eat chura pav.
Bro,
I can skip the Vada Pav for the chura
bro.
pav. With all the chutney.
So, growing up, where I used to get my samosa pav, whatever, that guy used to do bhaji pav. So he preferred doing the bhaji pav, just nice and crisp.
bhaji
There's
pav.
aloo bhaji pav layer.
Yeah.
Look at the crispiness, dude, of this.
Bro,
Is
this is epic.
oh my god. The next one, which Nirvaan is calling the Shivaji Park Dhabi. One of his favorite places. I hadn't even heard of this, honestly. I'm sure it's more
I
popular.
was just looking for Vada Pav places. Aswad is a well-known Maharashtrian joint in Shivaji Park.
Okay.
So I was like, fuck it, let's try it. And it came in this beautiful little packaging, like this little paper container, like you know how you have at fairs and all, like a paper tray, individual Vada Pavs. And then I'm like, wait, this is chura. I took a bite. I was like, bruv, this is extremely reminiscent of Ashok Vada Pav. Let's head on over and see what that's about.
Potential contender. Just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Ashok. We're here at Aswad. So I guess this is the Shivaji Park Dhabi. That makes it Manchester City of Vada
This
Pav?
is kind of like Manchester City. It's a little more new age, but still reminiscent of Ashok Vada Pav of sorts.
It's a lot more prim and proper, isn't it? Like it has a
little
chura,
container.
but it's like it came out, and when it came out, it came nicely, like with glasses and a tray and everything. Like it's so it is
It's
a
Manchester
Maharashtrian.
City.
It's Manchester City, I guess. Let's see how it is, but it is a
upgrade on
Maharashtrian
United.
restaurant. It's a proper all-time place.
Yeah, it's an age-old Maharashtrian restaurant, amazing thali peeth, sabudana vada. They always had a vada pav, but this vada pav suddenly has now started taking, after its Shivaji Park counterpart, the way City has started taking titles from United. Let's see if Aswad can take it from Ashok.
See, you already talk about the balance, right?
Yeah.
But in that first bite, I got more vada than pav.
Yeah.
So that's like, the balance is slightly off. I know we're getting like a bit too picky here.
But I was just gonna say, it looks pretty solid. And I feel, for one, the pav is not as wholesome. The pav is super light. The chura is very bundi-like as opposed to the big churas at
Yeah.
Ashok. And the chutneys are very restaurant-like as opposed to the rasta power of Ashok.
I was going to say, and the chutney in this is more of like an aftertaste. It's not like a coming through with the entire thing. It's just like okay, this is an afterthought, aftertaste of a chutney,
Visually, it looks top. Like it looks very prim, proper, nice, elevated. But I feel it doesn't have that.
Yeah, another pack. It's good. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But there's nothing great with it either. It's perfectly there. And I guess that's why I put Manchester City in like the past 20 years as well. Like,
I can still eat this.
I can still eat this, exactly. Like, yeah, it still does the job. It's a good vada pav, but yeah.
And it's one of the first places I've seen that actually takes the effort to give you something that
Holds the
holds it. Like it's cute and interesting.
all these modern marketing gimmicks that clubs like Manchester City do.
But nice. I think well fought. Well fought.
This is actually one of those episodes where it's more food, less ball. So Nir, I have a question for you. This is going into more of your chef side of things, right? Two-part question. If you could cook for anyone in the world, what would you cook them and who would that person be? I will eat my vada pav till he thinks.
That's a tough question.
Mm.
So my grandmom recently passed away, but we've been. My mom has carefully documented all her recipes.
Wow.
So, and now we're having a little bit of an issue with staff at home, so they're all starting to cook at home. And now we're going back to those books and finding these age-old recipes that she used to make,
Oh, wow.
and they're turning out really nice.
Okay.
So if I had to cook, I'd probably cook any one of her recipes
Yeah.
for her.
Dude,
seek her approval.
dude, that is so wholesome, man. I was expecting something like, I'm gonna cook, I don't know, Vada Pav for Arsene Wenger or something of that sort. But that's just so wholesome, man. Dude, I'm getting a little exhausted having all of this. So we're gonna take a little bit of a drive, I think, next to help digest this a bit. Anand in Jew is supposed to be
SVKM? SMBT?
one of those. Jew.
Jew it is.
So we're gonna go there. Dude, what is this Anand, Aram, Aswad, Ashok?
So there's green chutney, red chutney, a nice vada that has been smashed and filled the contents of this pav. No sweet chutney, which is interesting, which is what a lot of people do. What I like is that the pav encases the vada completely even after you smash it. So you're not going to burn the crap out of yourself, and every bite is going to be a vada pav and not just vada.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
You know, I think that's like a solid vada pav. Like when I'm going to have a good vada pav, it just feels like that. Like, I can't find faults with it. Like, I said the ratio is good.
Yeah, and the pav is big, but the bread is not thick. It's like Burnley and not conceding more than 2 goals. Like it's something you can rely on.
I think the vada pav can do better than Burnley though. Like, come on. You know what I call it? I call it a Jisung pav. You know what I want? I'm not sure. Just always drop you an 8 on 10. You know, like I know that it'll do the job. It may not be flair, it may not be over the top, but it's dependable. I call this a Jisung pav. It's a good dependable vada pav. On to the next one. Last
final
one
stop
of the day. This is Shri Vitala Vada Pav, also known as Bhatti. What all do we have here?
It's not just a flat vada. It's also a dal vada and a mirchi ka bhaji. With a little simple green chutney and a small pav. It's
This is quite
definitely, and if
interesting.
you know, you know.
Yeah, it seems legit, man.
Not out
And
there.
From what I know, this is a place where this has been a family business for generations. Come
Yeah.
through, passed down. The entire family is into it.
And it seems legit as well because I think you got a video of it actually cooking on the bhatti,
Yeah.
on a lakdi ka bhatti.
Yeah.
So, yeah, should we dig in and see what the fuss is about?
100%.
Oh, wow. Dude, that dal vada is fire.
No,
The
I
vada-
think they do.
The vada is good. That dal vada is something else.
I think they've not gone for like the crisp on the vada itself, right? They kept
Yeah.
it like basic. I think they don't use soda in their vadas, what they've apparently say.
Very simple.
And then they go for the crisp with that dal vada, which is really good, man. It's a meal. Like it's a proper meal. Like this is a meal.
And a fried mirchi ka bhaji, which is the icing on the cake. Judging by the way it is compared to the other ones we've had, the way the stall looks, where it's located, like Galatasaray. So it's like seemingly Europe, but not even there.
It's a different. It's a class of its own. It's separate. It's not part of the prem. Like you can't really compare this to any of the
And
other
it's so
places.
different
can
from
you?
all the other vada pavs we've had, I think, that you've seen as well. Yeah.
You can't compare it to any of the others. It's in a league of its own, quite literally, I suppose. In this case, if we're talking about the Turkish
Even
league.
geographically.
Yeah. So, Nir, last couple of questions for you. Back to football. What day was more memorable? Your wedding day or Invincibles?
My wedding day. I'm actually, it's an anniversary. Probably when this video releases, it's going to be my day of my anniversary. So, happy anniversary, Rish. My wedding day, dude. I can never forget that.
Okay, cut now. Now what's the thing? If you could win the Champions League.
And get relegated? No.
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 If you could win the Champions League or Spurs get relegated,
Win the Champions League.
you don't care what happens to Spurs. Interesting.
If it's Arsenal versus Spurs, I care about what's happening to Spurs. In general, of course, I wouldn't want them to be successful.
Yeah.
But in relation, it's always Arsenal first, and then whatever happens to Spurs happens to Spurs.
Okay. So time for rankings.
After a long day of
A fun day though.
fun day, lot of good driving, lot of good banter.
Lots of good time with my boys, Nirvaan and Annie behind the camera.
Good,
so
good.
in last place, 6th.
Should we start bottom up or top down?
Bottom up, bro.
Bottom up
always the
always.
winner needs to be with a big drum roll.
Okay, so I think that was unanimous. It wasn't a. Here's the first disclaimer. None of them were bad, but we'll tell you why we ranked them
Yeah.
from bottom up.
Yeah.
So in last place
Was
is
Aswad. We just thought it's like a copy of Ashok in some sense that didn't really do. Like it was a very standard one. It didn't really do anything.
I feel like it was a commercialized version of Ashok.
Yeah.
And then what happened because of that is that each element of it was not as strong and as impactful as Ashok.
The only table where Man City is finishing last, guys. Number 5.
If financial fair play is actually implemented,
Maybe. In number 5, we have Aram at VT.
which is a punt. I mean, a lot of people might be disappointed by this,
Yeah.
but I think
It was actually close to being last as well. Like we had a discussion
Yeah.
that it could have been last, but because it's still its own thing, I think it sort of
it
went
had its
there.
own character.
Yeah.
I guess we didn't appreciate that character
Yeah,
as
I think.
much.
Yeah, and it was super heavy. So
It
for
was
someone
heavy,
looking
it
like a
was
one vada pav
dense.
meal, maybe, but
Yeah.
yeah, too heavy, too dense, too big. Balance was a little
Solid
bit off.
chili though.
Oh, that mircha, dude, that was spicy.
The mirchi was solid.
One of the spiciest of the day.
Yeah.
Number 4 was Graduate. Again, like not a bad vada pav, but nothing to set apart. Like it was good. It was good. I would
pav
say
was-
go try it once.
The pav was a little bunny. The vada was really good.
Yeah.
The chutneys were not as bang.
Yeah.
So maybe I think overall it doesn't come that well, but the vada was solid, so it has potential for
It
sure.
was a really good vada pav, but it didn't create any memorable impression, so that's why it's
Correct.
finishing 4th. In number 3, it's our last spot of the day where we're still outside. Shri Vitala Vade Wale, the Bhatti Vada Pav.
Very
Near
nice.
You loved this one, I think.
I love this one a lot. It was very simple. I mean, well, not really simple. There were 3 kinds of vadas.
Yeah.
But the vada in itself and the chutney in itself were very reminiscent of your school canteen vada pav.
Yeah.
So it's very nostalgic. It was a nice small vada pav, what
Yeah.
vada pavs originally used to be and what they should be. So I really enjoyed the simplicity of this
Yeah.
one. And then the little vada kick from the dal vada and the
Yeah.
mirchi vada, I think was pretty solid.
The top 2, it took us quite a while to get to this, guys. It was a bit of a debate.
I am still
Here
playing.
and
So
there.
let's announce both the names and then leave it to them to vote for number 1. Or do you want to
Sure.
commit to it?
We can tell them what our pick is as of now, and then they can help sway us.
Anand Vada Pav. Wait. That's
Was
exactly
it-
that's exactly what the situation was.
And weirdly enough, I was the one who was saying let's go for Anand. He was the one who was saying let's go for Ashok.
But we
the
both
arguments like sort of converted the
We
other.
both had we had such valid points for each other that we convinced the other until it was time to shoot this.
So here's our points, right? So Anand for me was a proper vada pav. Ashok had a lot going on around it, but if you just ask me for just a quintessential vada pav that you'd keep going back to, I would go for Ashok vada pav.
Vada Pav chutney, Anand wins.
Sorry, I would
Vada
go for
Pav
Anand.
experience, Ashok wins.
Yeah.
One drawback from Ashok, he didn't give me a fucking fried mirchi.
So that's Anand.
Minus
wins.
points, Anand wins.
Thank you so much, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Let us know what we should review next.
And your poll, don't forget to vote.
Of course, don't forget to vote. Don't forget to comment with your votes as well. But yeah, like, subscribe, and do check out some of the other shows on this as well.
And let us know if there are any Vada Pav stalls that we missed that you think we have to try.
Probably
We'll
go
do
there
a
6
segue.
months later.
6 months is a good time.
See you guys.